Intro to Robot Framework and Selenium2Library, a primer. I'm Sunil Dhome and I'll be teaching you this course. I've been in information technology field for over 2 decades now. I automated thousands of test cases and helped many organizations to reap the benefits of automation. You'll be learning from someone who has been in the trenches and not from someone who can talk just the theory. This will be a course that combines both the theory and practice. Hope you'll enjoy it. The purpose of the course to educate you as to what is possible using this simple and powerful tool. We'll walk through some practical case studies exploring the application and use of robot framework tool. And we'll also explore its simplicity and power. Secondly, to inspire you to start using this tool, not only to inspire you, but also to lay out a roadmap that you can follow to start using this tool effectively and attain necessary competence to be more valuable in the marketplace. To kindle interest in you to dig further, to understand and experiment with this tool. I'll consider myself successful in this course delivery if I can generate enough interest in you to understand and explore this tool further. Caveat: this is only an introductory course for those who are not exposed to robot framework in the past or those who have had very little exposure. Intermediate and advanced courses will follow this course shortly. I have been working on level 2 and level 3 courses as we speak. I'll keep you informed and when those courses are available, as and when the courses are available. If you are familiar with robot framework, this may not be the course for you, although this may help validate your understanding. Intended audience for this course is someone who wants to understand return on investment or ROI of using robot framework tool. That could be CIO, a QA manager, development manager, or a decision maker who is serious about saving money and increasing the effectiveness and efficiencies in maintaining software quality. Or someone who wants to know what is robot framework and to kickstart his or her career in test automation. Course overview. Let's see what will be covered in this course. Initially, we'll begin with Intro to Robot Framework, where I'll be covering what is acceptance testing and acceptance test driven development, ease of use tabular test data syntax that robot framework tool uses. I will also cover testing approaches supported by robot framework. One of them is keyword driven testing approach, which is widely used. We'll also look at data driven test approach supported by robot framework tool. Also, we will look at behavior driven testing approach that is supported by robot framework. Let's explore them in greater detail. Let's look at typical structure of test case using some sample applications and examples. Demo 1, exhibition of power of simplicity and robot framework, a simple application. You'll get to see how you can automate a simple application. You'll be exposed to the test editor, test case structure, logs and reports of simple application. We'll also see how you can probe test results using logs and reports generated in test scripts. In the next lecture, let's understand the return on investment of using this tool, why organizations are paying big money to automation engineers. This is particularly a topic of interest for both the organizations and potential test automation engineers. I designed a simple costing model that demonstrates the return on investment of using robot framework, test automation framework in typical organization that maintains the software. You will love it. Demo 3 and Demo 4 will expose you to test automation of web applications and API calls. I've covered testing of SOAP API calls as well as RESTful API calls. You'll enjoy those demos. Robot framework libraries. The test libraries provide the actual testing capabilities to robot framework by providing keywords. There are several standard libraries that are bundled in with the framework, and galore of separately developed external libraries that can be installed based on your needs. Creating your own test libraries is a breeze. These will provide you much needed power and flexibility to run your test scripts. We'll also cover industry best practices in writing test cases for automation. Let's explore them so that the tests are understandable, reusable, and maintainable. The next lecture will be on where to look for support and help. There are hosts of free resources available, and robot framework community is expanding by leaps and bounds. If there is a situation, a keyword is not available, you can also easily create one. I'll be covering how to create keywords using Python or Java in more advanced modules. Recap and what next? Let's conclude this course with the recap of all that we have covered. Demo. Let's see a robot framework is in action. Let's explore some actual production test cases. Also look at speed of execution of test cases and how the results are organized. Let's also see how to zoom in on the test failures and understand how to probe test results using logs and reports. You will also get some feel of a return on investment. About 50 scripts will be executed now. Normally, the time to run these 50 scripts manually is about a day. Time to run those scripts in the robot framework is not more than a couple of minutes. Let's explore that. A time to review the error logs and determine if they are actual defects or determine if the errors are due to environment or due to issues in scripts is about half an hour to 1 hour. So the net resulting saving of the time is about 7 hours. That's about $350 for each test run, assuming about $50 per hour is the cost of the test automation engineer. And this is remarkable. Mind you, it will take some step-by-step learning and experience in executing production-style test cases. I also want to get you a feel of job profile of an experienced test automation engineer using this demo. Let's see how we can execute the test cases. Here I have about 56. Here you can see these are the test cases, and the test cases are implemented by using these scripts, which are very easily understandable. So what I'll do is I will execute these test scripts. I'll select all the test cases. So it's what you can see, the test cases are selected here, and there are about over 50 test cases that are selected. And I'm going to execute these test cases by clicking on this button to run. Now the test execution is started, and it will take a couple of minutes for the test cases to be completely executed. But in the meantime, look at this. The green indicates that the test is executed and it has been successful. And here the test case is running at this point in time. You can see an arrow here. And this side of the panel shows the test cases. It shows some of the variables that are used and some of the files, the support files and the libraries that are used to execute these test cases. And on the right side of the panel, it shows the test cases and that have been executed and the results. And how many test cases have been executed at this point in time. You can see that 9 test cases have run so far and 0 test cases have been failed. Okay, now you will start seeing some of the failures here. Now you can see this test case is failed, and subsequent test cases have passed, and this is again failed, this again failed. And the failures of the test cases need to be probed further by using the test logs and reports that we'll see in a couple of moments. Okay, now you see that about 49 test cases have been executed so far. Now the 50th test case is running at this point in time. Okay, and if you give me a couple of moments, it will execute all the test cases, and you will get the final results right here. The total 56 test cases, 44 test cases have passed and 12 have failed, and we can probe into the details by looking into the logs, and the logs will show you why the test cases have failed. Okay, and also it's going to show you the reports. Reports will show you all right here. There are 12 test cases that have failed, and you can look into what test cases have failed by looking into test cases right here. Each of the test cases is enumerated here, and the status of the test case, the criticality of the test case, the status of the test case is right here. And if there is a failure, it will give you a message, why the test case is failed. Okay. So this is in nutshell a demo about robot framework, test automation in the field.